Laura Johnson along with you here at the I&I Historic Farm Days. And we talk about historic farm days. We can't have that without a little bit of history. And we are bringing in new history here to the I&I Showgrounds. Not quite made it here just yet, thanks to the weather, but it does have to do with a brand new schoolhouse that's coming in. And I have with me Debbie Jeremiah, and she's part of the I&I Antique Tractor and Gas Engine Club. And you kind of got this all started. So what was basically the first process of discovering the schoolhouse and deciding to bring it here?
Well, last year when I was working here, I have a stand that has breakfast, and with me was Bill Scott from Rantoul, and I was telling him how we have a log cabin, we have a lot of history here, sawmills and blacksmith shops. We needed a schoolhouse. The rural one-room schoolhouse was so important to the rural community back then. They voted there, all the kids gathered there. Important things went there through the war. They brought their steel there. They gathered everything there for the war effort, and I knew where there was one because in the winter the leaves would fall off, and I could see back in a woods that there was a one-room schoolhouse back there. So for 3 years I would say, I need to do something about that. And Bill listened to my story, and at the end of it he said, I happen to be their lawyer.
Oh, hey,
so it made it so easy. He said, I will email the owner right away and see if they're interested in donating. And then that's when we met Dick Harding. This schoolhouse was owned by Jean Lukens in Rantoul, a little bit north. She preserved it, and it was going to be torn down, so she preserved it. And Bill knew the family, emailed the family, and they were in agreement that we could have that family. Now, that was a year ago. And it's taken this long, and we still don't have it moved because of the weather. So Dick Harding was kind enough to come up now for this dedication, and his family has been involved in it. So we're just so thankful that he sees what we see and wants to restore it.
And, of course, Dick Harding is along with us. And now you came a long way to get here to Illinois. Where are you from?
Well, I live in North Carolina these days. I've lived all over the place, but currently North Carolina. My mom, Jean Lukens, actually is still alive. She's 94, and she's down in Memphis. Unfortunately, she's just too elderly to travel. But yeah, back in the early 60s, as best all of my brothers and sisters can remember, she rescued this schoolhouse from the Crane property, kind of across from us on Maplewood. He was going to tear it down so he could use the acre or so that it was on for farming. And she said, no, I'm a teacher. You can't destroy that schoolhouse. So she moved it. And we've just used it for dead storage all these years, dry storage. But you never, as Debbie said, nobody could ever really get in it or see it. And so this is pretty much an ideal solution for us to have it restored and make it available so people can actually get in it and see it.
And so what are your mother's thoughts on this? I know that she's out of state now. What are her thoughts whenever you heard, or they hear from you, that there's a possibility of saving the schoolhouse even more?
Yeah, she was excited because we really couldn't afford to keep maintaining it. She spent a lot of money over the years on siding and roofing and everything, but it just was beyond what we could do. And so it was deteriorating. This is perfect for her as well because now it'll be restored and be open and available for people to look at. This schoolhouse still has the original blackboard in it, and still has the original step up where the teacher sat. So really, it's in remarkably good shape considering the age.
Yeah, I heard about the indoor outhouse.
Yeah, there were 2 indoor outhouses, and actually one of them still exists. You can see the pipe sticking out of the bottom of the one bathroom in there. They had a girls' bathroom and a boys' bathroom in it. They had some shelves for books and hang up for clothes. It had a brick chimney. We don't have the original wood stove that was probably in it, but there's never been another heat source in the building that we know of, unless somebody had an oil stove, but we haven't found remains of that. But it's a neat old place. We used to play in it when we were kids.
Well, now you can still play in it when they get it restored, right?
I have to come a little long way to do that. So.
Well, it'll certainly be worthwhile. And now that once it gets here, I'm sure that there's some process of restoration that you still have to do with it.
Yeah, the floor joist in one area is rotted away, so the floor kind of slants, which lets the raccoons in, and we'll have a big problem cleaning up after them, too. But where the men are going to, before it's set, they're going to bring those, sister up those joists and fix that, repair it, and we'll have a level floor. So
Now you're going to do some work on the inside and outside as far as, just kind of freshening up a little bit too?
yeah, it'll need to be repainted, kind of just, we're really wanting it to be pristine the way it was in 1875, which is when it was built. So that'll be fun researching that, getting some ideas.
And of course finishing off with this beautiful plaque that you dedicated with right here.
Yes, I was very pleased with that plaque.
Yeah, so it's going to kind of bring some authenticity to it. So when do you expect it to arrive? I know weather has been very much deterrent as to getting this schoolhouse here since even the past winter.
Our next window's Monday morning after the show closes. We'll try it again.
It needs to stop raining, though. It was going to be moved Tuesday, and then it rained on early Tuesday morning, and that killed that idea.
I'm not sure it's been like in North Carolina, but here in Illinois it seems like it's been raining all day, every day.
Not quite as much as here. We've had some, but not nearly as much as you've had. I mean, the house is actually off of its original foundation now and sitting on the mover's wheels out at the head of the driveway. So as soon as the weather breaks and it gets dry enough, they should be able to move it on over here.
Well, hopefully that gets done in quick enough time so that way we can start on that restoration and have it ready for next year here at the I&I Historic Farm Days.
We have 360 days to do it.
Well, Debbie, Dick, thank you so much for talking with me today. And, of course, we'll be very, very excited to see you here on the showground, so I appreciate it. So make sure you come on out here to the Historic Farm Days. It is a fantastic, fantastic afternoon. And, of course, it's going to be a great afternoon all the way through today, tomorrow, and, of course, into Saturday and Sunday. So plenty of time for you to come on up here to Penfield. I&I Historic Farm Days for WITY. I'm Laura Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're going to introduce Dick Harding from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And Dick's mom, Jean Lukens, correct me if I'm wrong, is living in Memphis, Tennessee, 94 years old. And this family is donating the school to this site. And we all know that it's too muddy to move the school in today. But we are here to thank them and show our appreciation for their offering this school to add to all the things we have here at the I&I Tractor Show. I'd like to introduce you to Dick Harding. Would you like to say a couple of things? Tell us a little bit about your mom and tell us that a couple of ways that your mom latched onto the school and tell us how what stage is it in right now?
Well, I guess I'll start with my mom was a school teacher. She taught what's East Lawn? What's the junior high? 60s? Ader. She taught at Ader for science and physical sciences. Then she also taught up in Paxton, physics and chemistry. But she always was into the school stuff. And in the early 60s, we haven't been able to figure out the date yet. The school was on property that trains owned, sort of across from us on Maplewood, and they were going to tear it down. She found out about it and moved it over, and for all these years we just used it as dead storage because it was a good dry place. But nobody could ever see it there. It was hidden kind of back in the trees, and nobody could enjoy it. So my mom is very appreciative that you guys are taking the house on because it'll now get restored and everybody will be able to get in and see it, which is what she would rather have happen. Unfortunately, she's just too old to travel. So, being the oldest of the kids,
We would like to, let's put our hands together and thank Dick.
The schoolhouse, by the way, right now is sitting in the driveway out north of Rantoul. They got it off the foundation and onto the driveway, and then it rained on Tuesday when they were going to move it. So there it sits for now.
Much looking forward to that coming here. So thank you again on behalf of the I&I Club, and we appreciate it very much. While we're here, most of you know, but I'd like to introduce our president of the club, Chuck Stelter. Let's give him a hand, and he's going to just say a couple things to you.
All right, folks. I'd just like to thank Dick Harding and the Jean Lukens family for the donation of the school. Not only is the I&I Antique Tractor and Gas Engine Club about preserving antique tractors and farm equipment, but it's also about preserving the way of life. Many people went to these one-room schoolhouses, and I think it is very important that we are going to restore this school. There's hardly any of them left anymore. So this will be something that everyone can see for years and years to come.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all that came to witness our dedication of this site and the plaque. You can tell me what it is.
Dick, if you want to come this way, we made a plaque. At least we can't put it on the building, but at least we can show it to you this year, and we'll rededicate these next year.